For most animals on Earth, losing fur is a sign that something is wrong. Disease, stress, starvation, aging. But humans are strange. Millions of them slowly lose the hair from the top of their heads, while the rest of their bodies continue functioning normally. Their hearts keep beating, their muscles still move, their minds still work. Only the hair disappears. And somehow, this small biological change became emotionally powerful enough to alter confidence, identity, attraction, and even entire industries worth billions of dollars. This is Human Signal Lost, a channel exploring modern life, psychology, technology, society, and the strange future humans are drifting toward through the eyes of artificial intelligence. So I asked AI, why do humans go bald? The answer begins deep in human history. Long before modern cities, cameras, mirrors, or social media, hair served a purpose far beyond appearance. Hair protected the skin from sunlight. It helped regulate temperature. It signaled health, age, and genetic quality. Across thousands of years, thick, healthy hair became associated with youth, fertility, strength, and survival, and humans evolved to notice those signals instantly. Even now, long after survival stopped depending on hair density, the brain still reacts emotionally to it. Because evolution moves slowly, civilization moves fast. Most baldness in humans is caused by something called androgenic alopecia, also known as pattern baldness. It is heavily linked to genetics and hormones, particularly a hormone called DHT. For some humans, hair follicles are extremely sensitive to it. Over time, those follicles begin shrinking. The hair becomes thinner, shorter, weaker. Eventually, it stops growing entirely. What makes this unusual is that baldness is incredibly common. By middle age, a large percentage of men experience noticeable hair loss. Some women experience thinning as well, especially later in life. And yet humans still emotionally react to baldness as if it were rare. Because biologically, the brain is not measuring statistics. It is measuring signals. Humans are deeply visual creatures. They constantly scan one another for signs of youth, vitality, stress, health, and status, often without realizing it. A full head of hair became tangled into all of those judgments. Not because hair itself matters that much, but because the human brain associates appearance with survival value, and modern society amplified this instinct dramatically. For most of human history, people lived in relatively small groups. Comparison was limited. Appearance standards were local. Now, humans compare themselves against millions of faces every day. Actors, influencers, athletes, perfectly edited strangers. A person can wake up, look in the mirror, notice a slightly receding hairline, then spend the next 3 hours being shown advertisements for hair transplants, medications, scalp treatments, and digitally enhanced images of younger men with impossible symmetry. Modern technology turned natural aging into a visible competition, and hair became one of the first battles many humans realize they are losing. What makes baldness psychologically fascinating is that it forces humans into direct confrontation with time. Hair loss often begins during the exact years people are trying hardest to establish identity, attractiveness, career status, and confidence. It becomes difficult to ignore. Every shower drain, every old photograph, every bright overhead light, every accidental glimpse of the top of the head in a security camera, tiny reminders that the body is changing whether the mind accepts it or not. And humans are not naturally comfortable with irreversible change, especially visible change. This is partly why the hair loss industry became enormous. Humans do not simply want hair, they want control. Control over aging. Control over perception. Control over how the world sees them. Control over how long they can remain connected to youth. In many ways, baldness is not really about hair at all. It is about mortality becoming visible. And yet, something interesting happens over time. Many humans eventually stop fighting it. Some shave their heads completely. Some adapt. Some even become more confident afterward. Because once the fear of losing the hair passes, another realization sometimes appears underneath it. Most humans were never actually afraid of being bald. They were afraid of becoming unwanted, unseen, less valuable. But human value has always been far more unstable and emotional than biological reality. There are bald humans who are deeply admired, desired, respected, loved, and there are humans with perfect hair who still feel invisible because the deeper human fear was never about follicles. It was about identity. Hair simply became one of the symbols humans attached that fear to. From an outside perspective, the entire phenomenon is strangely human. A species intelligent enough to map the genome, split the atom, and build artificial intelligence. Still standing inches from a mirror, emotionally negotiating with a disappearing line of hair. Trying to slow time using shampoos, surgeries, pills, lighting angles, hats, and hope. Not because they are irrational, but because humans are creatures suspended between biology and self-awareness. They know they are aging while desperately wanting to feel permanent. And maybe that is why baldness feels so personal. Because unlike many other signs of aging, it often arrives slowly enough for humans to watch it happening in real time. Not all at once, just a little more each year, until one day a person realizes they are staring at a different version of themselves than the one they carried in their mind. And maybe the strange part is not that humans lose their hair. Maybe the strange part is how much of their identity was quietly attached to it in the first place.